A to the K.
A to the K.
A to the K.
Hello, welcome to the A2theK Wrestling Show, where we're talking Money in the Bank predictions.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. I feel it's so quick. It's come around so quick. We were just talking Forbidden Door. We just talked results of Forbidden Door. Now we're straight into Money in the Bank. Got no money in the bank after buying all these damn pay-per-views. Oh, sorry, premium live events. Yeah.
And this is one, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because it's coming soon and we don't know everything yet. And WWE like to do that to us. So we work with what we've got. I don't know. It's a pain. But yeah, I just feel like it's so sudden. I've not had time to get excited.
It's so sudden. But yeah, I mean, as you said, we can only work with what we've got. And I think at the minute there's 6 matches advertised. So let's jump into the first one, shall we? We've got the Usos versus the Street Profits for the tag titles. Is it just the Raw tag titles? Is it both? How does this work now?
I'm going to guess both.
Yeah.
Because they're unified or whatever.
Okay, I'll go with that. Now, for me, it's an interesting one, this. I think majority of people are still like, well, obviously it's going to be the Usos, but the Usos have beat these guys so much that we're seeing this for like the 8,000th time. It's got to be the Street Profits time eventually, right?
I think this is time to push the Street Profits. I think people are doing that because of Roman and the bloodline, but the Usos aren't Roman. They never have been.
Yeah.
So they should lose the titles before Roman loses his.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we had John Cena making an appearance on Raw this week as well with the Street Profits, and he gave them a bit of advice, which I think was along the lines of be yourself and never give up. It was obviously just his motto anyway.
And hustle, loyalty and respect.
Well, exactly. But I'm guessing the whole like never give up thing. Was he just
to be himself so he'd stop doing his Ultimate Warrior thing?
Maybe, to be fair. Stop doing a bad Damon Wayans impression and stop shaking the ropes like the Ultimate Warrior. Basically what he's saying. So yeah, it's one of those. I think now may be the time. Maybe John Cena's little pep talk that he gave them around never give up. As I was saying, these guys have lost a lot of times.
I'm gonna go further with this prediction. Not only are the Street Profits gonna win, we are gonna get a John Cena move performance by the Street Profits. Okay. I don't know which one. I don't know if it's going to be the 5-knuckle shuffle. I don't know if it's going to be an FU. But I feel like they're going to lean into that whole pep talk, and the Street Profits are going to win with a John Cena finish.
I like that. It's bold. I will also make a bold prediction.
Oh, go on.
I think Brock Lesnar may get involved to some degree here to cost the Usos. Because Roman ain't a bounce, and we've got Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam again. So
it's a shame, though, that the Street Profits wouldn't need that. That totally makes sense to me. But that would be a shame if the Street Profits don't get to win this clean.
It would be, to be fair. But I think...
But I can totally see it.
They're either going to come out of it with, we listened to John Cena's words, and he told us to never give up, and we didn't, and now we're champs. Or they'll come out of it with, Brock Lesnar helped us beat these guys' asses, and now we're champs. Or they'll do both. And it was John Cena's words and Brock Lesnar's fists that helped them be the champs. But yeah, I'm going to go Street Profits, surprisingly.
Yeah, so I think
the smart money is on the Usos, but I think...
Street Profits are up.
Yeah, and they want the belts. That's what they want. So, the next one to talk about then, match number 2 that's been announced, is Theory versus Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. Thoughts?
Bobby. I think I get that they've got a lot of... they seem to be really big on Austin Theory, which is still kind of surprising given that he had a run on the main roster and then got beat right back down to NXT. But the second time around, they seem to fucking love him and have a lot of time for him and a lot of investment in Austin as a future star. I'm not saying he's not going to be, but he's certainly not there yet. So I think Bobby.
Interesting. This one is probably maybe one of the most... I mean, this whole card is actually quite tough to call, but I have to think Theory's going to keep it, you know. I don't believe that many titles are going to change hands on this pay-per-view, and because I already think the tag titles will, I'm not sure any other belts are actually going to swap. So for that reason alone, I'm thinking Theory. And plus we also need some heels to win.
No offense to Theory, though. Do you not think this is not a great thing for Bobby to lose to Austin at this point? I don't think he's
do.
been built up enough to be a credible threat for Bobby Lashley. I think that's the reason I'm thinking it's not the right time.
Yeah, I think they're probably maybe trying to fast track Theory a little bit. They can tell they've got a bit of talent there, and they haven't made any new stars in forever. So maybe they're just trying to build him up to get a win over the likes of Bobby Lashley, and then maybe put him in a program with Cena, maybe even beat Cena. Who knows? But you've got to do
Just
something
it's
to try
all
and
too
build
soon.
stars.
Who's this
Oh, it
kid?
is Braun Breaker. So I don't know, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with Austin Theory on it because
I
I
can respect
just,
that.
I don't think he's gonna do it clean though. But what's he gonna do? Because Omos is in the main Money in the Bank picture. I think him and MVP that's still a thing. Like I don't know how
I
he's
mean,
going to do
MVP
it.
might want to screw him over, I suppose.
Yeah, it's kind of feels like that's been done for a bit now already. So I don't really know, but I'm going to go with Austin Theory. I think there will be some kind of shenanigans. I don't think it'll be like a fully clean. Might just be more baby oil to the eyes since that's what he does now. But
Or Vince will come out and just be like, "I own you all. Lie down."
he might do. He'll be like, is that what you said to?
I was going to avoid that, but yes.
Yeah, sorry. Remember, innocent until proven guilty. But yeah, so I'm gonna go Theory on this one, and you're gonna go Lashley.
I honestly, I'd be kind of disappointed if Theory wins. I'm not against Theory. I just don't think I think Bobby is definitely the more credible champ here. So.
Well, my theory is Theory. That's what I'm saying. So match numero 3. See, bringing the French over from the last segment. See, that's why you got to watch them all. Get the inside jokes. So we have Bianca Belair defending against Carmella. Because obviously it was meant to be Rhea Ripley, but she kind of broke her teeth and has got a brain injury, which isn't ideal. So she is out of action for a little bit, and so they had a battle royal type. Was it a battle royal or just like a 5-pack challenge? I think it was 5-pack challenge, and Carmella ended up picking up the win. So
it's got to be Bianca, this, isn't it? Like, no offense to Carmella, but like it wasn't the plan, and
no,
I think they're going to go back to the plan at some point. So I think this is just filler now, sadly, and I think it's got to be Bianca, isn't it?
It has to be, doesn't it? I don't think there's any scenario here where Carmella ends up picking up the win. That being said, there's no guarantee that Bianca will walk out of the event as the champion. Obviously, there is contracts on the line. Someone could cash in. But yeah, I think just the fact that she was a last-minute replacement and just the fact it was Carmella as well. Like, I think if they would have picked anybody else from that 5-pack challenge, then it's the potential to really hurt the push, whereas I think Carmella can come in, she's been a champ before, she can do the job, make it look good.
Yeah, she's in that
credible.
They're in that fortunate position with Carmella at the moment, where, like you say, she's a credible wrestler, so it's not going to be a squash, but it's not going to cause any problem her taking the loss.
No, and she can do good heel work as well, and I don't think we've seen these two face off before, so at least it'd be a fresh matchup, and I think we'll see some. I think it'll surprise a few people. I think it'll actually be quite a decently worked match, but yeah, only one outcome I think, which is the EST being the defending est, the Money in the Bank est.
Yeah, the pay-per-view est.
There we go. Premium live eventist. You mean?
That sounds like a religion.
Yes, I'm practicing premium live eventist. $9.99. Anyway, so
the Bible of Vince.
It was on the first day that the WWE Network was created.
First commandment: thou shalt not sneeze.
Yeah, I don't want to hear what the other 9 commandments are. Vince wrote them, let's be honest. So let's move on. We're going to get in trouble. When I say we, it's me. I'm bringing you down with me here. If you notice, it's all been me. But anyway, let's move on to the other women's title match. We have Ronda Rousey.
You've been quite a fan of, Carl.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I was a fan of Natalya.
You were raving over it before.
I was a fan of Natalya on SmackDown this week where she imitated Ronda, and I'm a fan of the stuff they're doing on socials, but I will never rave over any feud that Ronda Rousey is a part of, let's be honest.
I think a decision you're probably not happy with, but I think one we can both agree is going to be the case, is Ronda Rousey taking the win here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think... I genuinely don't know what the long-term plan is with any of this, because Obviously, Charlotte's on a hiatus at the moment, and we've already had Charlotte and Ronda, so I can't see that. Do we see a returning Bailey? Does a wild Bailey appear
I
eventually?
really want to see a return in Bailey. I miss Bailey.
And if so, is that what we do? Bailey versus Ronda? I mean, I've already said I think it would be good to do Shayna and Ronda. That could have some, because it's got real life personal beef that they can
Yeah, to
tap
be fair,
into.
we haven't had that yet. So,
And I think Ronda might actually care again if she's working with Shayna. Like that would be what I would do.
look, I care again.
Or you could do Sonya Deville. Like she was also a mixed martial artist, so there's some background there that they could feed into. But yeah, I don't think it'll be Natty, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go Ronda. But it's just such a shame that I feel so bad because I constantly rip on Ronda all the time, and she's a Roddy Piper fan, as am I. So you would assume that we'd be better friends, but I can't.
It's the punches, isn't it? You can't be standing with the punches.
Well, they are.
She's not Shane McMahon. What's she doing?
I was literally just about to make a Shane McMahon reference then. Put it this way, her punches didn't work in MMA, so they're not going to work in WWE either.
How can they, like, it just makes me, every time I see her do the punches, it kind of reminds me of the story Chris Jericho told when he had to tell Shane to calm the fuck down.
yeah, it is kind of like that, to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, it's such a shame. They've only got Ronda for name value at the moment, and I'm not too sure what else that she brings, which is a bit of a shame. They've got a really talented roster of women at the moment, and it saddens me that they have to go back and put Ronda in that position for some reason when there's many capable people of carrying that belt. But we are where we are. I don't think the title's going to change hands here. I think we'll get a decent match. Obviously, Natty's a good worker. Ronda can be if she puts her effort into it, and I think her and Natty are quite close, so we should get that. But
yeah, I'm hoping we get a decent match out of the two of them, to be honest, because they are quite close and they both can. Well, Rousey probably less so in an in-ring sense. Like, I know she's obviously a credible martial artist, but Natalya's probably got the better ring experience. So I'm hoping we get a decent match out of this.
Fingers crossed. I imagine there'll be lots of submission attempts and armbar versus sharpshooters, and that'll be the main story.
You've got to do the armbar
because it's the same with every Ronda Rousey thing. Where with Charlotte it was figure 4 or figure 8, whatever it was, versus the armbar, and now it'll be sharpshooter versus armbar. So fun again.
Well, didn't she do ankle lock for a while? I imagine that.
I think she did. I think that was when Charlotte was like, "You've only got the armbar." She's like, "No, I can still get Angle's ankle lock too."
What's that from? This figure of 8.
Yeah. So yeah, both saying Ronda. The next one to talk about is the actual women's mini. Fuck's sake, can't speak.
Mini in the bank. How disrespectful.
Yes. I know. Freudian slip there. Money in the Bank, the women's match. Obviously, we've got Becky Lynch, who's recently disqualified, taking on Alexa Bliss, taking on Liv Morgan, taking on Raquel Gonzalez, taking on Lacey Evans, taking on Asuka, and Shotzi.
It's not Raquel Gonzalez anymore, is it?
What's she now? Oh, Raquel Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Yes.
Confused me then. I was like, who's this? That's every participant, isn't it?
It is. All 7 of them named there.
So there's no chance of a surprise participant?
There is not.
Okay.
I mean, let's call each of them out, shall we, individually, and just see. Let's try and make a case for them. So, Shotzi. I know you were quite an advocate of maybe someone like her winning this.
I think she is credible enough to take the win. I think it'd be a good way of propelling her into a top spot, and I think she's long overdue for it. She would probably be my favourite pick.
Okay. In terms of who you would like to win or who you think is going to win?
Both.
Oh, okay. Fair play. I don't want to sound disrespectful to Shotzi because I think she's cool. I think she's in here to take the sick bumps. Personally, I think she's going to be thrown off a ladder or thrown onto a ladder or something like that, and it's going to look really painful. It probably will be, but she's crazy and she doesn't mind. So I think that's why Shotzi's involved. We've also got Asuka. Now, she has won this before.
She has.
So, will she win it again?
Which actually further makes me think that she probably won't win this one. You know? Like, she doesn't need it. As a, like, you know, people will go, I've won a Money in the Bank, I've won a Rumble, etc., etc. Like, she doesn't need it on the old tick list of things you've achieved.
No,
Like,
she's the only person to win a Money in the Bank though, and just be handed the belt and not have to cash it in.
That is true. So she's done Money in the Bank before, but not done the whole cash-in thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I can't
Interesting,
see
and
them.
now they're both in the same Money in the Bank match.
Yeah. So there might be a little bit of a thing there, mightn't there, between them? I'm surprised they haven't drawn on that more in the build-up, to be honest.
In all
But
fairness, yeah.
hey
I mean,
ho.
that could be where you go with it. You know, you have Asuka sort of. I don't know how you get there. I was going to say you have Asuka winning Money in the Bank, and then you go back to Becky getting a title shot somehow, and it leading to that cash in. And ironically, that's the position that would have been in had she not have gone on maternity.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that they'll give it to her a second time. I think she's already crossed that off the list of achievements. So
yeah.
Which brings us on to Lacey Evans. Now, this is an interesting one, to be fair, because
Lacey could be another strong shout, you know. Yeah.
She's been pushed quite considerably since she's come back. She's obviously got this new gimmick, and yeah, she's definitely someone who's never been close to the title picture really before. Maybe like once.
Am I right in saying Lacey's SmackDown?
She is, yes.
Yeah. I know it doesn't really matter too much, and I know I should know that, but you know what it's like for well, sometimes they appear wherever the fuck they want. But that would pit her against Ronda. I know you can technically challenge for whichever belt you want, which again makes the whole brand split.
I don't even know if you can anymore, to be fair. I honestly don't know what the rules are.
Okay. But they'd put her against Ronda, wouldn't it? And I don't know if they want to do that just yet, because I think you're right about the natural progression of like Shayna versus Ronda would be a good shout.
Yeah. That's probably the only thing, is if you're trying to think who challenges who and who they go after and things like that, then yeah, it does make you think maybe not Lacey at the moment. I still maintain I'd like to see Lacey and Charlotte. I think they could do a really good program together. That doesn't involve, being impregnated by Ric Flair. So yeah, there is that.
Well, how else do you want to tell a story, Carl?
So we've also got Raquel Rodriguez. Apologies for my Freudian slip earlier, but again, she's had a good show, hasn't she? But she's already had 2 matches against Ronda, and she has lost both their matches. So if she gets the Money in the Bank, what does she do?
You got to wonder what she's going to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't see it personally, just based on the fact that she's been close to that. She's had the opportunities recently. Yeah,
but sadly, both Alexa and Liv are the ones where you go, well, I can't really see them taking the win here. They're not. Neither of them are in positions that they're going to be in the title scene, are they? Anytime soon, by the looks of it.
I don't know, to be fair. So obviously, Liv Morgan had quite a few chances at Bianca. Was it at Bianca or was it at Becky? It was Becky, wasn't it?
I think it was Becky.
And obviously, she came up short in all of them. So I don't think she's ever.
She is pretty short.
Yeah, she is, but she did. She's not had a go against Bianca yet, I don't think. So it could be possible, but I'm more intrigued for Alexa Bliss, because since she's come back, she's been nowhere near the title scene. She's not had that title in a long, long time. And if you think about it, could be a fantastic WWE shop opportunity. Lily, the tiny little briefcase as well, writes itself. That's what they're going to do.
Damn it, I feel like you might be right there.
And inside Lily's one's going to be like a nice fancy hat or something instead of a contract, because of course.
Naturally.
But I could see Alexa, to be fair. I think she's been so far removed from the title picture that it would feel almost fresh to bring her back into the title picture. So yeah, are you still thinking? Nah, probably won't be.
I'm sticking with my probably quite a wild card shout at this point. I still think Shotzi could surprise us here.
Well, there's one final participant, which is the most recent. I mean, I don't know. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if she walks out with it. So Becky Lynch.
It's kind of annoying me if they've gone. Like, what's the point in doing a losing streak if you're going to that quickly have the redemption as well?
Yeah.
Like, was it even a losing streak?
Hey, well, it wasn't a very good one, to be fair. I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks. And it's like she only lost against Asuka, which, as you said, isn't exactly like a can't believe she lost to Asuka, because it's Asuka. Yeah. She did lose to Dana Brooke, which, okay, you can maybe understand. I think she lost one more as well. So, yeah, it's I could definitely see it, though. But it's, if she was to do it, would she then go across to SmackDown and challenge Ronda?
I mean, I would sooner that happen, to be honest. I think her time on Raw is kind of spent, isn't it? We can't have Bianca in there again.
Yeah. It could be.
If predictions are right, it'd have to be Bianca, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, it could be Becky wins it, and straight away challenges Ronda to SummerSlam. For it,
I mean,
maybe
I could
Bailey
see
comes
that.
back
I
and
really
goes
could.
after Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see Becky Ronda. That would make sense.
Yeah, it needs to
But
happen. They've been talking about it for ages, so.
I'm sticking with Shotzi, man.
Shotzi,
Wildcard choice. I'm sticking with Shotzi, man.
See, commas are important. So, yeah, I don't know, if I'm honest. I'm leaning either towards Alexa Bliss or Becky Lynch. I think my heart probably wanted to go to Alexa Bliss. Head probably thinks it's going to be Becky Lynch.
What about your foot? What does your foot think?
My foot thinks it's itchy.
Ah,
It
interesting.
has no preference on the winner of this match. So yeah, the next one to talk about, Anthony. So we got the men's Money in the Bank, but
Yes,
we haven't got all the participants because they haven't announced them all yet, which means
Now,
we're going to find
let's
out.
be honest, we have, right? Let's not pretend here. John Cena's going, I'll be back at some point. Who knows? And then he's going to turn up at Money in the Bank and win the fucking briefcase.
I mean, to be fair, there is a graphic and we can't see him.
Ah.
He was there all along. Nah, I don't think it will be.
It just seems too on the nose for me. I've been thinking about this all night. It seems too on the nose for me that he's been like, oh yeah, I've just come to say hello. I don't know when I'm going to be back, but I promise you when I am, it's not going to be just for one match. I'll see you all eventually. And it's like, yeah, you're going to be at Money in the Bank.
I really wish he said it just like that as well, like the same.
That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, but just like the way you did it then. I'm just going to be one match, and I'm going to be back eventually in more than one. So yeah, I don't
that's
think it'll
how
be
I
Cena.
remember the promo. I don't know.
I don't think it'll be Cena. For me, I can. So Kevin Owens, it depends what's going to happen with him and Ezekiel or Elias or Elrod. I don't think that's going to be settled in time, so I think I'll rule Kevin Owens out of it.
Yeah, that's
The other one, I could see it being. It's weird because it's now over to SmackDown. Because part of me thinks it's going to be either they're going to do a match or something with The Miz and AJ Styles, and somehow Logan Paul gets involved to set up something with The Miz and Logan Paul, and AJ Styles goes in.
all Raw, though, that man.
That's what I mean, which is why I'm confused. Because, well, saying that though, they had SmackDown competitors on Raw as part of this Battle Royal to put Riddle in. So,
This isn't just including competitors. That's everyone you just mentioned is Raw. It's just having a Raw match on SmackDown.
It's because I don't know anybody on SmackDown anymore. Who is there? Walter's the Intercontinental Champion. Will it be Ricochet? Yay! Like what?
Who have we got? Damn.
No one. That's how forgettable SmackDown is at the moment.
Corbin.
Oh God, don't say that. Well, he's got Pat McAfee stuff on his mind, hasn't he? Madcap.
Who's the guy? Madcap Moss.
God, it's poor, isn't it? Like it is poor, which is why I'm confused. The fact that we've got to wait to SmackDown to figure out who this is.
A surprise Rick Boogs.
Yeah, I genuinely have no idea. I think even though it's a Raw thing, I could see them showing up on SmackDown because lack of depth and having. I'm going to go with AJ Styles.
I mean, he's probably the best shout for the next participants, excluding John Cena, who it's definitely going to be.
So is that your prediction, John Cena?
Yeah, I'm going to call it now, and I'm going to turn around after the pay-per-view and go, ha!
I think you mentioned the potential of Brock Lesnar, but I think we kind of poo-pooed that one in the sense that he's already got a match with Roman at SummerSlam, so why would he need the contract, right?
That's true.
But yeah, I genuinely can't even think of roster members that could be in this match, which is a sad state of affairs. Who's it going to be? Shinsuke? Bet it's Shinsuke.
Could be Shinsuke. Do you know what I'm curious on?
Go on.
We've never had, to my recollection, the Money in the Bank being won whilst the titles were unified.
Nope.
And when people are like, well, yeah, of course they've only just been unified. They've been unified fucking millions of times, right? But whilst these two current titles have been unified, does that mean, like, you can only challenge for one of them?
It's a good point. They haven't really said anything on that. I don't think they even know.
To a match, but, like, is that going to be a thing they do? Like, someone, like, out of nowhere, like, challenges Roman and, like, only he wins and thinks he gets both, and they're like, whoa, son.
Well, this could be a good way to get one of the
title.
This could be a way to get one of the titles off Roman, but still keep him as champ. So, in terms of how they do that, though, I mean, let's run through the list of people. So obviously we don't know the seventh member yet, so we'll just have to work out what we've got.
I keep telling you who it is.
So yeah,
I'm going so far in with this that I'm going to look fucking stupid soon, because we all know it's not going to be.
Well, Anthony, your time is up, and that time is now. You look stupid right now.
I'm going to commit to it, even though we know it's probably not going to be the case.
Okay, well, say it was John Cena then. Who? Say John Cena's in the match. Like, who's going to win it? It'd have to be Cena if he was in the match. I don't think he's going to be in the match, so let's exclude that thought for a moment. We've got Sami Zayn. I don't think he's going to win it.
Sami Zayn's he's filling out the
We've got Sheamus. I don't think he's going to win it.
No, another filler.
We've got Omos. I don't think he's going to win it. So ultimately, it comes down to three guys.
He doesn't need the ladder, Omos. That's the plus for him.
Yeah, this is true. There's got to be some kind of spot where Riddle climbs him like a tree. And he's on his shoulders trying to reach for it. But yeah, it comes down to
where he just stands there and reaches up for it. Everyone's like, oh shit.
It comes down to like the three main guys then. So Riddle, Seth Rollins, and Drew. So Drew McIntyre, he's been out of the title picture for a while now.
It'd be a lovely way of getting Drew back on the title picture, to be fair.
It would, and hopefully it'd be a good way to get him to drop the sword, because he doesn't need to carry both. So he could not carry the sword, and he could carry the briefcase.
Go like full, like all in with it, and whoever climbs the ladder gets ran through with that sword.
Could be. Maybe that's how Drew gets it. He just chops down the chain that's holding the briefcase.
Yeah,
I like it. So Drew is very much a possibility. Riddle, they would end up doing some kind of comedy gimmick, wouldn't he? Similar to Otis. Instead of him having like a sandwich in there, he would have weed in there, wouldn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, he'd be just jam-packed with weed, that thing.
Yeah. So that'd be the way that would go down. So ultimately, you've got to think Seth, haven't you? And it's like, well, okay. And I suppose he's won it before, and he had probably the best cash in of all time.
Yeah, iconic. But then do you make him the winner again when you can never top that cash in, really?
Yeah.
Plus, likelihood is you'd be cashing in on Roman.
I mean,
that Roman holds all the belts.
Would they fucking dare, right? would they do the same thing again? Brock Lesnar has got Roman Reigns beat. Seth Rollins' music plays, he comes down, and it's the exact same cash-in.
Honestly, that would be... I would actually kind of love that, in all honesty. But, the more I'm thinking about it, actually, I kind of felt they weren't done with Roman versus Seth.
No.
They just haven't gone back to it yet, so for Seth to do him dirty like that would be fucking brilliant, in all honesty. I kind of want that more and more now we're talking about it.
Could you imagine you're going to have...
Is it like that? It's very much a fucking replay of something that happened in the past, which we moan about all the time, but that would be the best thing to do.
You're going to have a subsection of fans who love it and a subsection of fans who absolutely despise it. It would be so polarizing.
I'm already in the love it category.
Plus, if you give it to Seth and they also give it to Becky, then essentially everyone who was fuming at the fact that Adam Cole and Britt Baker won the Owen Hart tournament, you've now been like, well, hang on a minute, guys. So that's just going to be interesting as well. Give it to the couple.
Have them both win. Pair of bankers. It'd be great.
Pair of bankers. And plus, it's their two faces on the poster, so it's just being in front of our face the whole time.
Everything's making sense.
Yeah.
But, no, I kind of want Seth to win this now just for that. I think I'd love to retread that ground. I think it'd be poetic in a way.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's going to, because it's so bad, isn't it? They've got no main event stars. It's literally the three.
If he did it, even if he doesn't cash in, I'm going to spend that entire match thinking that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
this is the problem.
True, which I suppose will build some excitement for it, wouldn't it? Especially if he did. I mean, he could even get booked on the card. Maybe he gets booked on the card against Riddle, and he has a SummerSlam match with Riddle, just like he had a WrestleMania match with Randy. Loses the match. I think it's just literally it does write itself, to be fair. So yeah, maybe it is Seth. Obviously, I would love it to be Drew. I'm not going to lie. Everyone knows I'm a big Drew mark. But again, kind of comes back to what I was saying before, the head and heart situation. I'd love it to be Drew, but I think Seth is the only one that makes sense, really.
I think it's a really difficult one to predict, and like I don't know what you're gonna class as our predictions in the prediction series, because I'm throwing a wild card out there of saying like John Cena's gonna rock up and win it. And I don't know. Presumably, you're gonna hold off till you know the last participant, or are you gonna put your colours to the mast now?
Well, I think to be true to our words and for people to be able to call us on our bullshit, I'm gonna say it now. These are my predictions, so I'm gonna lock them in without even knowing the full picture. So yeah.
Damn. But you know what? It's gonna be a good Money in the Bank, to be honest.
It is. It's gonna be interesting. I think they always do tend to be good like events. It's just then how they handle those cash-ins and whether they actually have a plan. So I'd like to hope they do have a plan for both of them, but all remains to be seen. But yeah. That is our Money in the Bank predictions. It takes place this Saturday. It's a Saturday one, Anthony, which is good. It's good news.
Indeed.
It means we can actually watch it on the Sunday. It'll be all good. So yeah, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are we talking complete and utter nonsense, or do we just know our stuff? Let us know.
Why not both?
Why? Yeah, we know that WWE is nonsense, and therefore we know all of it. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Let us know on the socials. You know where to find us. If you listen to us now, you know all about that. So yeah, we'll leave it there this week. 4 segments. God,
spoiling us.
We're spoiling this. We might be spoiling this again with an interview as well if something comes off this Sunday. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But until then, here is the one and only. Who should we do? Thunder? No. George. We'll do Georgia. Let's do Georgia. Here's the one and only Georgia Smith. Just say goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
Hey guys, it's Georgia Smith here, and you've heard me on A2theK. These guys are awesome. Check it out. A2theK.
A2theK.